Hey, what's up, everyone? I just saw Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. We got a good trilogy here. We got Raiders, Temple of Doom, we got Last Crusade, and that's it. All jokes aside, I'm a big Indiana Jones fan. Grew up on Raiders. Loved a lot of the original three movies. Not a big Crystal Skull fan. It's not a bad movie. It's just not a good Indiana Jones movie, so we kind of forget about that one. So I had hopes for this one. The trailers look good, and it starts off great. The de-aging's a little bit of a mess. Like sometimes the mouth's a little weird, and the AI and whatever technology they use is a little off. They're fighting on a train. It brought me back to, if you ever played Uncharted 2, the Uncharted 2 train scenes, one of the best scenes you'll play through in a video game, and it kind of brought me back to that, and it was awesome. And then they get to the actual movie, and that's where we start to fall off. The first like 20 minutes or so, once in the past, and they bring up the Spear of Destiny, the Dial of Destiny. It's a really great way to start the movie, and then I feel like everything in between was just kind of a letdown. It took a while to get to where we wanted to be, and once we finally got there, we've done the concept so many times now. I feel like the idea for this movie happened just because everything Marvel, everything DC, everything all the popular movies are doing right now. I just feel like we've done that so much, and it's cool for Indy's character, but I don't know, it didn't really work for me. In the movie, Harrison Ford, I think, was as good as he can. He's in his 80s, so you have to give him a pass for his age, obviously, but Harrison Ford's been a great actor forever. Heard he's tough to work with, but I love, as Han Solo, amazing, one of my favorite characters. Blade Runner, Fugitive. There's so many movies. He's great, and he's still good. And that's the thing with the de-aging scene is it looked good, but he sounded like an old man when he talked. You're just like, yeah, you look like you're younger, but you're still an 80-year-old guy. Overall, I think the movie was fine. It was better than Crystal Skull. Not as good as the original three Indy movies. What's the point? Just retire them. They had the perfect ending with Last Crusade, where he rode off into the sunset with Sean Connery, his dad. It was perfect. Why do we keep coming back? Why do we keep trying? It should have been rebooted. Which is like Uncharted. Like they knew they needed to end it. That's why I never watched the Uncharted movie, because I know I'll hate it. Just because like I love the sense of adventure. I love the globetrotting. It gets ridiculous at parts, but I love the fun of it. And I love being entertained by it, but it's got to work. I grew up playing the Tomb Raider games with my dad, and I love exploring places. I know it's kind of a different game and different than these movies, but it's the same idea of exploration. I think he'd really appreciate the early Uncharted games, like Uncharted, all of them, especially the first three. And they have these set pieces. There were a couple of good chase scenes in this one, but they were definitely CG heavy. Like you could tell they were green screened. They manipulated the footage, where the other ones were more practical and they were slower paced, but they definitely were. They felt more real. In Uncharted, like going out of the plane is an awesome part in 3. They couldn't do that in the movie. I doubt it's as cool in the movie. I know they try to do it. Just wish they had a better send-off for Indy. Like, that is an interesting idea, but I feel like influenced by a lot of other movies going on now. It's a cool artifact they go for, and they bring back some other characters, but a lot of the characters that work with Indy, they try to make you care about them, but the relationship doesn't exactly work out. The score is amazing. John Williamson is there with a lot of the greats, from ever, movies, gaming, you name it. There's certain people that are like in the top 10. I'm a big vinyl collector, and I have a bunch of his movies. I've got a lot from Final Fantasy as well, Metal Gear. Those scores are just hard to beat, and the music's great, though at a few points they use the Indiana Jones music, and I feel like it's either too early or just not the appropriate spot. Maybe that's just me. At the end, they made a cameo. Don't feel it was earned. It was just kind of, a lot of people enjoyed it and loved it, and some people were clapping, but I felt like it was kind of cheap. And after everything, I'm glad they had a decent ending. This is definitely going to be Indy's last journey. They'll have to continue on with another character or reboot it. At the end of the day, I'm not going to choose this movie over any of the original 3 Indy movies. I'll go back to them. Glad I saw it. I'll probably go back to it more than Crystal Skull, but I was hoping for like a really epic ending. It started off strong. It just didn't. I just don't think it stuck the landing. It's kind of a mess in the middle. So yeah, I'll leave it to you guys. Comment below with your favorite adventure series, whether it be a movie, game. Uncharted 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. I'll say that. The fourth one's great too. I'm playing through those again on Twitch. I'll see you in the next one. Throw out.